It is time to breathe again on this Breath of Fresh Air Shorty. I am your host, Charles, and it's good to be back. It's been a pretty wild week down here in Texas. Snow, ice, power outages, water outages. I know up here where I'm at in Dallas Fort Worth, we are starting to thaw out finally, and I hope in all the rest of the cities here in Texas, from Houston to San Antonio to Austin, down on the border, down in the valley, out to El Paso, up in the Texas Panhandle, Amarillo, Lubbock. I hope everybody is taking care of themselves and each other, and we're gonna get through this. It's been rough. Uh, hey, the webcast was affected by it for the rolling blackouts and stuff, so I'm just glad to be back and put this shorty together real quick. Again, I hope everybody in the state of Texas and throughout the country, actually, because we're all kind of in the deep freeze. Hope everybody's doing all right. Everybody's being safe and staying warm. For this shorty, I am here to talk about the NBA and specifically the AllStar Game. So, you know how it goes with the NBA All-Star Game. People are going to have their votes for which players should be in there, and then you're going to have your media outlets talk about who got snubbed and who should have been voted as a starter. Now, those players, because again, it's the All-Star Game. So whether you start or you're coming off the bench, it really does not matter at all. Like, at all. Because I mean, you're going to get your playing time some way, shape, or form. But I mean, some players they get hurt because they're not voted in there by the fans. But really, it's the All Star Game. Who cares? Uh, this one probably shouldn't even be played at all. This is obvious money grab to me by the NBA. I know the commissioner Adam Silver says that playing the game is the right thing to do, but really, when you look at the TV contracts, TNT has a lot of money riding on this with their contract with the NBA. Nobody is trying to see that money go away. So yes, they're gonna air this thing. It's supposed to be played March 7th in Atlanta, and I mean, I guess they'll let a few fans in there. I guess they're supposed to be first responders, healthcare workers, and I guess the way they're going to do it is the 3-point contest and the skills competition is going to be before the game itself, and then the slam dunk contest will be at halftime of the game. So they're trying to do all this on one day. A lot of the players, such as LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo, yeah, got it right, rolls off. But a lot of them they don't want to play the game, and the circumstances for that are a little bit weird, just based off of how everything has transpired during the course of this coronavirus pandemic. Teams like the Lakers, for example, well, the Lakers and the Heat in particular, they finished the season October 11th, and then they were back playing December 22nd. So they had a little bit more than 2 months of off time. Excuse me. So you have those two teams not having much of a rest time, and I guess they were kind of looking at the All Star break for a time to kind of rest, get caught up, see their families, and just refresh for the second half of the season. Now that is not going to happen. Of course, LeBron is one of the people, and Giannis also. They're two of the people who were voted in by the fans to play in this All Star game. Now, as for the snubs, a lot of people are saying Portland Trail Blazers guard Damian Lillard was snubbed. Listen, the sooner we realize this is a glorified popularity contest where you're going to have guys being close to voted in, if not voted in altogether, who've been injured the all year or the whole year, been injured, hadn't played a game, until you realize that this is a glorified popularity contest, then we're never going to get anywhere with this All Star Game voting process. There's no reason for Damian Lillard or Portland or anybody else to get upset about this because at the end, there's going to be players that are always going to be in there just because of the popularity, the way they are marketed, the way they market themselves. They are going to get in before everybody else. If you leave it up to the fans to vote, they're going to vote for who they want to see. And quite honestly, that's how it's going to work if you let the fans vote. They're going to vote for who they want to see, not necessarily who deserves to be there. You can make a case for Damian Lillard just about every year. Hell, I think I can make a case for guys like Mike Conley, the point guard for Utah now. Of course, the longtime tenured point guard for the Memphis Grizzlies all those years. He had great seasons. He was a great point guard. But I knew he wasn't going to get in because guys like Russell Westbrook, Steph Curry were most likely going to get in over him just because they're the ones who are more publicized. They're the ones who are a little bit, I guess, flashier. Not saying they're not good. No, we're not saying they're not good. They are very good players, but Mike Conley, he's a very good point guard in his own right, and I'm sure a lot of the peers and the coaches will tell you as such. Now he is on the winningest team in the league right now, the Utah Jazz, and I don't even know if he got a sniff of any type of all-star vote to get into the game. So yeah, you can make a case for Mike Conley. Maybe not this year. I'm not familiar with his stats this year, but I do know he's been an important part of what has been the best team in the league to this point of the season, the Utah Jazz. Damian Lillard, we know what he is capable of doing. We know he could drop 50, 60 on you in a hurry. He's a deadly three-point shooter, and when he gets hot, he gets as hot as anybody in the league. I mean, him and Steph Curry are the only two guys I know who can consistently, not every once in a while, consistently pull from the logo of some team's court and pop it from that deep. So we can make all these cases all the time for who should be in, who deserves to be in, what they're doing for their team, what the value is to their team. But again, until we realize this is a glorified popularity contest, then we're never going to stop having these stupid discussions basically about who got stubbed or snubbed. It is a popularity contest. We have to remember that. And that's why I guess the NBA put in there. I mean, they're probably going to get in. Damian Lillard's probably going to get in, but it's just not going to be with the fan vote. Honestly, hey, I love the fans. I'm a fan myself. But if my peers and the coaches know how good I am, that's what means more, honestly, because they're there with me. They see me every day. They see me put in the work. They see me try to master this craft. So if they recognize the work that I'm putting into it, that's what's most important to me. The fans, hey, I love y'all, and I'm one of them, but we're not always the smartest when it comes to judging who should be in there. So I just think these players, in whatever league it is, just get over it. Who cares? Don't worry about getting into the All-Star game. What are you doing to make sure your team has the best chance to win and ultimately get to a title if you guys are in that position? That's what should be the worry. That's what should be the concern. A glorified popularity contest for the All-Star game should be the least of y'all worries, especially in one this year where there's not going to be many fans in the stands. Well, that is what I am breathing on for today. Y'all make sure y'all go to the Breath of Fresh Air YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button, and keep the lights coming on the Breath of Fresh Air Facebook page. Hopefully next week it'll be back to normal. We'll be able to get that webcast on Tuesday night at 8 Central, 9 Eastern, and we can keep some of these other products and some of these other things we have in the works coming as well. So again, everybody, I hope the week you guys were able to survive the week okay, and everything is all right. Houses, apartments, everything is good in that regard. And again, take care of yourselves and each other. Look out for each other. Stay safe, stay warm, and we will hopefully be back to normal next week. Take care.